Hello everybody. Welcome to day 2 of the racing game tutorial on Scratch. So yesterday we got our car up and running, so we could go forwards, we could steer, and we even had a reverse. And we made sure that the reverse wasn't too quick, and we couldn't go too fast going forward, so it's a controllable speed, so the maximum speed was 8. So that's what we did yesterday, and all the code we did is on the screen right now. So what I'd like to do today is I'd like to do some checkpoints. So we've got things that we have to get to on the stage, and we can make almost like a lap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 3 checkpoints. We might add some more later on down the road, but I want to start with 3. So I'm going to need 3 new sprites to make this work. And I'm going to draw some sprites because I want them to be nice and simple. I'm just going to draw a rectangle like so, and then inside of it I'm going to write the name of the checkpoint. I can have my checkpoints whatever colour I want. Let's go with my go-kart's red, so let's go with purple. Thank you. Yeah, well, no, good idea. No, I agree. So we'll go with purple or light blue. Light blue. Okay. Right, so on here we're going to put the name of the checkpoint, so this is, it needs to be in a different colour. Checkpoint number 1. Okay. Now to try and keep it consistent, I'm going to put in another sprite, but instead of redrawing another sprite, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to duplicate this sprite, but I'm going to change it to checkpoint number 2, and I'm going to duplicate checkpoint number 2 to make checkpoint number 3. So that way I know they're all the same size and the writing's in the same place and all that sort of thing. At the moment they are way too big. Let's shrink them right now. They need to be like 10% of the size. So 10% of the size, well, that is very small. Let's go for 20%. That works. So 20% of the size is what we're going for. %, 20%, 20%. Okay. Now, I can position these wherever I want to. So let's say I want checkpoint 1 down here, checkpoint 2 over here, and checkpoint 3 over there. So I'm just going to have like a little triangle set up to begin with. I can also change the direction they're facing in, so I could make it that, you kind of got to go that way, and we can change the direction of this one, so it's that way, and just make it so they're a bit more of a challenge to bump into. They're not all just facing the same way. This one all. Okay, one other thing I think I need to do before I start thinking about programming is, I'm going to turn that again. Let's go almost the opposite way. Yeah. So I want to rename these as well, because at the minute they're just called sprite. So I'm going to name them so I know what they are when I'm programming. So this is checkpoint 1, checkpoint 2, and checkpoint 3. No, I'm going to put a space in this one because I didn't put a space in it. Awesome. Right, guys. So I've got my 3 checkpoints made, but they don't work yet. So let's make some checkpoints. Right. Okay. So where's my car gone? He's gone off the edge of the screen. So what I want him to do when we go, he's going to go to checkpoint 1. So let's just put that block in somewhere. Set motion. When we click go, go to not a random position, but go to checkpoint 1. Okay. There we go. He's on checkpoint 1. He also needs to be on top because he's on top of the checkpoint. So let's move him to the top as well. That's a looks thing. And go to the front layer. Okay. So when the game starts, he goes to that first checkpoint, and then we've got checkpoint 2 and checkpoint 3 that we've got to go to after. Now let's start doing some programming. I need a variable that tells me what checkpoint I've currently got and which one I need to go to. So this could get a little bit complicated. Hopefully I'll explain it well. So I'm going to make a variable called checkpoint. Well, I'm just going to call it check. Okay, so at the start, you go to checkpoint 1, which means checkpoint 1, when we start, is going to be set to 1. Right, now, let's go to checkpoint 2, and let's build an algorithm that checks if you've been to checkpoint 1. So what we want to see is that the player has been to checkpoint 1, and then number 2 is the one that they're supposed to be at. So we're going to go if the variable check is equal to 1, so they've been to checkpoint 1, then I want it to change to checkpoint 2. So variables change check, not by 1, I want to set it. We're going to set checkpoint to checkpoint 2. And we want this to happen when you touch the second checkpoint. So it's when they collide, isn't it? So if they're touching, excuse me everybody. So if they are touching the checkpoint 2, then we are going to move the checkpoint from checkpoint. Sorry, if they're touching checkpoint 2, we're going to move check from 1 to 2. Right, I'm just going to go wash my hands, and then I'll come back and finish it off. 1 second, guys. Just say hello in the chat for me if you can hear me. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that, but I needed to go. Right, so what I want to do, I want to see if you're touching, when you touch checkpoint 2. No, so when touching, it's sprite 1, the car, isn't it? So if the car is touching checkpoint 2, yeah, that's right. So if it touches the car, then it checks if it's checkpoint 1, and if they've already got checkpoint 1, it's going to change it to checkpoint 2. Awesome. I just needed to do that forever during the game. Right, so when the game starts, choose an event. When the game starts, if the car ever touches it and it's been to checkpoint 1, then it will change it to checkpoint 2. Now I think I need a really similar code on checkpoint 3. So I'm going to copy that across with some key differences, because on checkpoint 3, we want to see if they've been to checkpoint 2, and if they have, we're going to change it to checkpoint 3. Okay, and then on checkpoint 1, we're going to check if they've been to checkpoint 3, and if they have, we're going to change it back to checkpoint 1. We're also going to introduce another variable here, because I don't want to just see if they've been to each checkpoint, I want to do laps as well. So I'm going to make a new variable called laps. And if they have been to checkpoint 3 and it changes to checkpoint 1, then I want to change laps by 1. So I want to change laps by 1. So we'll start on lap 1. So let's put this on the car. No, it's here. We'll start on checkpoint 1. So when we click go, we're going to set laps to lap 1 because you are on lap 1 at the start. Right, now I don't need to see check and speed at the minute. I do want to see laps. I'm going to leave them on there for the minute just so I can see what they look like. And then we're going to go. So what we're hoping for is that when I go around the different checkpoints, that it will go from checkpoint 1 to checkpoint 2 when I get to it. Awesome, it did. And then when I get to checkpoint 3, it will change to 3. No, it didn't. Why didn't it? That's the question I've got to ask myself here. Something's gone wrong. I haven't changed something correctly. So, checkpoint. So if it's checkpoint 2, set check to 3. Yes, that's the mistake I made. So, and then if it's checkpoint 20. Right, so let's just go through these in order, make sure I've got this all right. So when we touch checkpoint 1, we are expecting them to have come from checkpoint 3. And we're going to set checkpoint to checkpoint 1. Okay, I've got myself muddled up with the different checkpoint names there. So at checkpoint 2, we're expecting them to have just been to a checkpoint 1, and it's going to change it to 2. At checkpoint 3, right, I don't want that code on that, I want that on checkpoint 1. My lap changes when I get to checkpoint 1. So I'm going to move both of these to checkpoint 1. Okay, let's try that now. I've had a bit of a sort. So at the start of the game, set laps to 1, and then every time you come back to checkpoint 1. Okay, cool. Let's try this again then. So we are on lap 1 at checkpoint 1, and let's go. Ooh, we're facing the wrong way. Let's go. So we're going to checkpoint 2. Doesn't matter if I keep going to checkpoint 2, won't change it until I go to checkpoint 3. Right, it's gone to checkpoint 3. Now if I go to checkpoint 1, will it change the laps as well? Yes, it does. So I'm now on lap 2. Okay, now let's see if we can keep going. Oh, I missed. Yep, lap 3. Okay, lap 4. Awesome, this is working really well, guys. So you could add in more checkpoints, of course. You could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, however many checkpoints you wanted to. I'm going to stick with 3 for this tutorial, but obviously you guys could follow it, follow the code I've made and do lots of different checkpoints. I'm just going to do some testing. So if I've gone to checkpoint 1, can I go to checkpoint 3 and fool it? And then go back to 1? No, I can't. So I'm able to go to checkpoint 2 and then checkpoint 3. Awesome. So now what I can do is I can hide that bit away. I don't want my player to see what checkpoint they're on. I don't want them to see what speed they're doing. I just want the laps on, really. They're in charge of making sure they go to the right checkpoints. So I can still do it, even though it's hidden. I can still go 1, 2, 3, and it gets to the second lap. Awesome. Right, so here's the plan. I think on Monday what we'll do is we will put down a map. So we'll have a track that you have to try and stick to. And if you're on the tarmac, you can keep going fast. But if you are not on the tarmac, if you're on the grass or in the gravel, it'll slow you down. We could even add some walls in that stop you from cutting through the course. So that's my plan for Monday. And then maybe we could even start thinking about having a number of laps you've got to complete. We could think about having second player. So this is going really well, guys. Oh, the other thing I wanted to do is little tyre marks when you turn the corner, didn't I? So we'll do that as well. Well done if you're keeping up with this. Here's the checkpoint sprites. That's the algorithm for checkpoint number 1. And these are the algorithms on 2 and 3. You just have to change the numbers to reflect which number it is. That's 2 and that's 3. Awesome, guys. I do hope that you are all looking after each other. I hope you're keeping safe, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now, guys.